Hi, Stephanie here with Mahalo.com. We're here with Vanessa Van Petten, parenting expert, teen expert, I should say.
Yes.
We're talking about a very important topic, teen drinking and how to prevent it.
Yes, so the first thing that for parents to get really clear on is there's a lot of hype. So I think it's first and foremost very important to figure out what's going on in your area. I always encourage parents to talk to other parents in the community. You know, if you can be friends with your child's friends' parents, that's a great way to sort of gauge what's going on. And also talking to the school counselor, you know, dropping a line to teachers and saying, you know, have you heard of anything, or what do you think's going on for this 9th grade class, or, you know, in this area, because it's different in every area. I think that's really important. And second is to actually talk to your kids about this. And I know it can get a little nerve-wracking. Parents go, I don't want to talk to my kids about that. But just sit down and say, look, I know this is an awkward topic, but I think that we should just talk about it. You know, have you seen anything? Have you heard anything? Asking really open-ended questions. And I always caution parents, be careful not to use the leading questions, like, you know, don't you think it's really bad when teenagers drink? It sort of doesn't give them any opportunity to have a discussion. So open-ended questions are a really great way to start.
Does it also start, though, from the time they're little? I mean, at what age should you start addressing some of the more sensitive topics like drinking?
Okay, so that's a good point. I think that you want to make sure that you're not starting too young, but I also think it's great to use teachable moments. So for example, if you have, you know, a teenager, you know, 8 to 11 or 8 to 12, to sort of use moments that come up in real life. Like for example, you go to a wedding and everyone gets a glass of champagne, you know, and you say, well, is this a celebration? Should we be drinking? Well, your dad's driving. And talking about the issues on a very casual level from a young age, it sort of implants that, okay, I have to think through these actions. I have to think through when this is appropriate. And also, it's a great way for them to say, oh, I was wondering, I heard at school someone said, that's great, because it's not as full of pressure as like sitting in a car and having the talk.
Right, absolutely. Another thing, you know, we were all teenagers once. Is it sort of innocent until proven guilty, or guilty until proven innocent? Because I don't know, teenagers, you know, they tend to try to pull one over on their parents.
Yes, and there's 2 approaches to this, 3 approaches. There's the easy, I call this the easy peasy parent. You know, they, oh, you know what, they're going to do it if they want to do it. At least I want them to do it in my house. I'm going to let them try wine with me. There's that approach. Then there's also the really strict approach. I have parents who say, I'm getting a breathalyzer. I'm going to have the breathalyzer, you know, sitting at home when they come home from a party. I like the middle of the road approach, where you say, look, I could be doing that. You sit down with your kid. I don't want to have to buy a breathalyzer. I also don't know how comfortable I feel with you drinking underage, because it is illegal. So I think that, you know, just to make sure that you're taking that middle of the road approach and really listening to what your kid is saying.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, knowing though as well that they probably may experiment.
A little bit. And you know, that's okay. And what I always say to parents is, okay, if they experiment a little, the most important thing is that they always feel like they can call you if they get into a sticky situation. And number 2, that they do not drive. They do not get into someone's car if there's drinking, and they do not take the keys and drive themselves. That you'd always rather them call you or call an aunt or uncle before they get in the car and drink. That way they also take drinking very seriously. They know it's something that they have to do. They don't just play around with it.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Vanessa, thank you so much. Those are some great steps and great advice when it comes to teenage drinking.
Thank you.
And if you'd like more information about any of the topics discussed, you can click on any of the links you see here. You can also subscribe to Mahalo Parenting or send us an email at requests@mahalo.com. Thanks for watching.